Hello everyone. Welcome to game 4 of the match between Lasker and Steinitz. Lasker is now up 2 games to 1. But in this position, Steinitz is white and it's white to move. Pause your video, try to figure out what move you would play here. Alright, so the typical move would be to simply castle. However, it's important to be tactically aware, as Steinitz was in this position. He noticed a weakness in Black's camp, and he took advantage. He played the move a3. And what is the key point of this? Well, if the Black Knight simply moves away, this king is very unfortunately placed, and White can capture on d5, and after Queen takes d5, Bishop a2 wins. Sorry, I'm having some lag. Alright, so after a3, Lasker did a really good job of confusing things. He went knight takes, pawn takes, bishop h4 check, g3, bishop to g4. Just trying to make some complications so he's not just down a clear pawn. However, castles was a strong move. Queen e8, threatening to take on e3, but it's tough for Black after queen e8. Both the knight's hanging and the bishop's hanging. White simply took on b4. And now Black didn't take this, because after king g2 there's no real follow-up. So instead he played queen h5. In the game, White played somewhat inaccurately. However, White has a really strong move here that's extremely difficult to find. And there's many ways for White to win this position, honestly. But the move that's best, I think, is just a cool move. You can pause your video and try to find it if you want. But again, there's multiple good answers. So, but White didn't play this. But bishop e4 happens to be a really strong move, because if takes, we check, and when the king moves, we go knight takes bishop, and we're just up a piece for nothing. And if c6, we simply play pawn takes bishop, and then check again, and knight e5. And we're just up a piece. Game's over. Steinitz played less accurately. He played knight takes d5, rook takes f3, which is some scariness, knight to f4, rook takes f4, queen to b3, rook f7, and now he played rook f7. And by the way, if bishop a2, bishop to f6. So what is the best here? So my question for you guys, what is the best move here for White? Another key moment, and this, I gave you a little hint, but it's a little in-between move here. So if you remember, bishop a2, pinning this rook, sort of fails to bishop f6. White, however, has the strong in-between move, otherwise called Zwischenzug, rook to a5, attacking the queen. And now the only realistic way to get out of this is to play g5. But notice what just happened. No more bishop to f6. And after bishop a2, White wins easily. White failed to see that, though, again, and played rook takes f7, queen f7, bishop a2, take, king f8, pawn takes bishop. And White is up a pawn, but it's not super clear. I'm going to show the rest of the game very quickly. Bishop d5, c6, a6, rook a5, h6 to keep that pawn defended. And now White played a typical move, b5, getting rid of his doubled pawn. The a pawn can't take because of the pin. The c pawn took instead. And after bishop b7, rook a7, he didn't take on a6 because of bishop c8, but he just played bishop to c6, threatening bishop takes b5, and after bishop d7, bishop takes, king takes, king to f2. White is simply winning. Why, you may ask? These two central connected passed pawns, there is no way that Black's going to be able to stop them. Black tried, but White won the game in about 20 moves, using these pawns, just rolling them up the board. So A very interesting game. Steinitz played accurately at first with this move a3, which caused Lasker to kind of lash out and try some desperate measures. And then Steinitz had two moments where he could have just completely put him away with some kind of cool moves, like that bishop e4 move is one, and secondly, rook a5, the in-between move. That would have completely ended Black's game. Instead, the game was a little longer, and I think Lasker didn't defend perfectly in this endgame, so Steinitz got the win, knotted up the match at 2 apiece. Thanks for watching. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.